Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk. Radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's UBNradio.com.
Welcome to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo, Dr. Shirley and medium Kellee White. Two perspectives, one world. This is Both Sides Now.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Both Sides Now. I'm Dr. Shirley.
And I'm medium Kellee White.
Yay, and John's here with us, our engineer.
Hello, I am happy to be here.
How are you doing today?
Good. Was that, you like that little accent?
I love the accent, yeah.
Happy Mother's Day, Cheryl.
Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank
and
you.
to everyone out there, to all mothers and aunts and everyone who's mom-like.
Or anybody that has a nurturing bone in their body.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's really, to
Who's
me,
a
what
mommy
it is.
to the furry ones out there?
Oh,
There you go.
Who's
betcha.
a mommy to, yeah, exactly. It doesn't
the
just
furry
have to be a
ones,
mommy.
The most.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a mommy to another human
Most.
being.
No,
right?
of course not. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. And mothers come in all ways. I mean, for me, I always think of it as more, like I mentor a lot of women.
Yeah.
As I know you do, too.
Yeah.
And I always view them as my spiritual daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Or sons, actually.
Right,
But
right.
spiritual. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be that they just came out of your vagina. It doesn't have to be
Well,
that
thank
way.
you for that visual,
You're
Kel.
very welcome. I said that once to my daughter, and I thought she was going to, like, her head was going to explode.
Well, we did do the show about the vagina whisperer, so it's no
Thank
We
you.
sure did.
We did.
The JJ. So, tell us a little bit about the planets, because I've heard from everyone, and even myself, you know, my back's been hurting like it's never hurt before. It's just going nuts. So tell us a little bit about
So we
it.
still have the 5 planets in retrograde.
Okay.
So that would be Mars, that would be Saturn, that would be Pluto, which is like so dreadful, because that's a huge transformation. Mercury, that we all know about, and Jupiter. Now, Jupiter goes direct on the 9th, tomorrow. It goes
Okay.
direct.
And
but
so
that
what
still will
shift-
leave us 4 planets retrograde in all of May.
But would we feel like a little bit of a shift or a change?
Well, things will
a
actually,
tweak?
for some of us, go a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say you've been waiting for something. Jupiter went retrograde in January. So
Okay.
it's been months now. Now, Jupiter brings good things.
Oh.
Bringing good things, but remember, 4 other additional planets in retrograde. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be able to say, oh, it's just going to be great. But some good things will come through. But you probably felt those energies this week. I know I personally did.
Yeah.
It brings old issues that you may not have even seen coming or even knew existed all of a sudden to the forefront.
Yeah. So for people who haven't listened to maybe the previous show where you talked about this, retrograde means
A planet, they say retrograde means going backwards. Planets do not go backwards. They slow down.
They slow down, and
when
so
they
that's gonna shift the energy.
It completely shifts the energy. And these planets that are retrograde bring, huge transformation, huge change. You'll see unexpected deaths. Which I know I've already. Well, even Prince. Look at that.
I
that was
know,
definitely
I
an
know.
unexpected event.
so that means when you say transformation, it may end up being a good thing, but we have
Always.
to go through it, and
Yes.
going through it sometimes can be very painful.
Yes, and
Okay.
challenging. It brings up challenging. We didn't sign up to come here, most of us anyway, that it's going to be so fun and easy and that's it.
I
No, We came
know.
in here for our souls to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, and speaking of that, what mother did we choose to come in with?
Right. So talk a little bit about that.
Well,
that it's not. You
spiritually-
mean it's not a coincidence?
Not a coincidence. And isn't it funny that Mercury's retrograde? So not just Mercury, all these 5 planets retrograde during Mother's
During
Day.
Mother's Day, yeah.
So that would mean old issues with your mother coming up. If you've lost your mother, if your mother's crossed over, you may be feeling maybe that, not just sad about the whole situation, but you might be feeling, you could have feelings of, that bitch, or you could be feeling that. You could feel fairly angry about it. You
Yeah.
could be feeling, I need some peace with it. I need some resolve. What I've noticed this week in particular, there were a lot of souls. I did a lot of readings this week, and a lot of the souls were coming through were all mothers that wanted to apologize.
Wow.
And the healing that went on was remarkable.
Oh, the healing is
Because I don't know
unbelievable.
these people, and they
Yeah.
come in, and one woman just I saw her. It's just hunched over, and she was had a bad. She had apparently had scoliosis, and was hunched over like this. The
And you
mother
saw
that
her.
I saw her,
Uh-huh.
and she really was sorry for what she had caused the client. Just very, very sorry and very sad. And she was ashamed of herself. Actually, was the word that she used.
Wow, that's
Because they do a
interesting.
life review on the other side, and they see what they did.
Right,
and
right.
and what it leaves, the trauma that it can leave. And so what happened with this gal is that she could hear what I was saying. She opened up her heart, and when I tell you, when a heart opens up, it's like an explosion.
Wow.
And I actually felt the energy come through me as if somebody had hit me with cattle prods.
Really?
Oh my God, Shirley. I actually
Wow.
screamed, ow, because it really shocked me. I'd never had that experience before, but I know it was through this opening of heart chakras and different experiences. The experience of forgiveness can open up heart chakra faster than anything, faster than a Kundalini energy, faster than anything.
Wow,
It's
that's
the forgiveness
amazing.
and compassion.
That's amazing.
And mothers, bring us in. They are the ones that
Yeah.
agree to have us, whether
Yeah.
they give us up for an adoption, whether
Yeah.
they whatever. But they were the ones that brought us in. And just I don't know about you, and I don't know about you, John, but my generation, of all my friends, I was the only one that had I had one child, and I was the only one that had children at all. Do you know none of my friends had kids? And I was thinking
Really?
about this. Not any. One friend had 4, which really shocked me. But other than that, not one of my friends had, and nobody in my family other than me had children. Which, if you think about it, that's unusual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that
I've
is.
always thought about it, and what has come to my mind, thinking about this often actually, is I believe that people that were born in the 50s and the 60s didn't want to take on any more karma. They didn't want to take on any other. They wanted to work on themselves.
Interesting.
That's my belief on this. That they just came in to tie up loose ends, to heal their own wounds
Yeah.
in this lifetime without bringing in other additional. Because as a mother, you know what happens. You wear your heart on the outside of you
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
And I love what
Yeah.
you shared about the heart chakra, about how forgiveness opens it up again, because
yeah.
that's what shuts it down in the first place, right?
Right.
Because you shut it down in order to protect yourself.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Without being hurt again. So then if you forgive, then it opens up
Yeah.
again in order to
Yeah.
love again. So
Absolutely.
I love that.
I think part of that forgiveness too is being okay with having the feelings that you may feel about, we're talking about mothers today, but about mothers, even if your mother's deceased. I think you
yeah.
could still love her for the role that she has like a mother, but also be angry if she did things that weren't, that really affected you. And I think we have to go through that in order to reach that forgiveness where you
Yes.
can really kind of let go and let your heart soar, kind of like what you're talking about. That's such an important piece. People have, and it actually came up a lot this week in my sessions, where people are having this really hard time, just admitting what they were feeling, because they feel it almost becomes like an all or none something. They feel bad for having those feelings because she did the best she could.
Oh, I hear that a lot. And sometimes, guess what, folks? They don't do the best they can. Sometimes they can do better.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I think we all
sometimes they do.
Well, I think we all can do better with awareness, but sometimes we're just not aware. But it's also, you can hold both. You can love them and understand that they did the best they could. In most cases.
Yeah.
But also be angry for what they didn't do. It's two
Yes.
totally different things.
Absolutely.
You know?
And all of
Yeah.
that is part of the human experience.
Absolutely.
Every single one of those.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
you're lucky if you get somebody in your life that is that can help guide you, because that's really I always felt that God said, all right, here's mothers, and you need to not just bring them in, but help guide them into something good.
Well, and that's
If
the
you
next.
can protect them, guide and protect.
I'm glad you're saying that, because that's like the next best thing. If you don't have a parent, in this case we're talking about mothers, who can be that for you, who can give you that validation, that unconditional love, that kind of the word mother almost stands for, right? Find someone in your life that does. You most likely will, but you so want it from your mom, you won't take it from that person. And it's the next best thing to,
and sometimes
to find
it's a
that in your
better thing
friends.
even.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I've also discovered too is when I do readings for people, sometimes Mother Mary comes through. Now, again, my background, half Jewish, half Southern Baptist, I didn't know from Mother Mary. But Mother Mary will come through. When I see Mother Mary sitting over somebody, I think, oh, wow, either that person doesn't have a mother or that person needed that kind of love. That really, how do you call that kind of love? It's just a real
It's
special.
kind of
Unconditional, that's the
unconditional
word.
acceptance.
Acceptance,
I think it is, right?
Absolutely.
Now, is that like a metaphor for that, or was there really a Mother Mary that really?
I believe that Mother Mary absolutely existed. They call her the Mother of Jesus. Yeah, that she really existed.
And so when she comes through, was she?
She's
was
usually
she still a
floating over
spirit?
somebody, and I just go, okay, well, you've got the presence of Mother Mary is here. So then usually what's amazing to me is that person will say, oh, that's who I really connect to. That is who I connect to.
Okay.
Often, if somebody comes to me with great loss, she'll be there.
And does she look
too.
like any of these images here?
Yeah, yeah.
You're looking at
Okay.
images.
Yeah.
Is it always that image? So
With the heart?
it's always it's just like this energy of deep love. Other than
Okay,
that,
so
it's
she
hard
doesn't
to
really look like
explain.
anything.
Yeah, I mean, often she'll come with some sort of a veil, but it's usually this deep, deep, deep love that I see, and the colors.
Well, that's
that come out
technically
are
what-
just deep love.
yeah, technically, I think that's what she's supposed to represent.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So you were talking about, the energy of mothers and stuff like that. What if you don't feel, like I don't feel my mother around at all, and I haven't. I dreamt about her when she first passed away initially, but now it seems so like she's kind of just doing her own thing.
Well, I think that they do their own thing, but they're also around all the time. And I think that if you maybe.
Because you say that some people actually feel
Oh,
their
yes.
deceased ones around
Absolutely,
them. If you-
absolutely. They do. You do.
Yeah.
If you're open and aware of it. So
Okay.
what that would look like is, you start thinking about your mom and really just bring her in. I mean, start talking to her out loud. Start, just having memories, and then you'll feel this. You'll feel the energy if you get real quiet and allow yourself to start. Feeling it's like God chills will come. You can feel them come up really close to you.
Yeah.
Actually. And I can tell you, your mother was one of these gals that was more quiet and introspective.
Right.
I think didn't want to intrude.
Right.
So when you have a non-intruder,
Totally. Yeah,
then they don't like to, they don't want the forefront attention. But I can tell you, Shirley, she's always around you. It's not, you're also very more skewed to the left, as we say. All right? Is that a right way to say it?
Just a tad.
So-
No, I mean,
Has your sister felt your mother's presence?
You know what? I don't
You should
think
ask
so. I
her.
haven't asked her though, and the reason why I say I don't think so is because she's never come up and told me that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to see her after this, so I'll ask her.
Ask
But,
her.
yeah.
And especially on a day like today, I would start talking about your mother, and you have somebody named Tanta something around you. Does that mean aunt in Spanish? How do you say aunt?
Tia.
Tia. Who is that? That she's crossed over? Do you have an aunt around you that passed?
Yeah, I
Tanta
don't know.
something or other.
I don't know.
Okay. Looks like on your mother's side.
On my mother's side, okay.
Who has a little more energy than your mom. It's not that your mom doesn't have energy. Your mom is just more quiet.
Yeah, no, she's very quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so what else we started talking about the planets and the energy and stuff. And so what are people to expect with that? And when they stop going to retrograde, does the energy start to come back to the way it was?
Well,
Or-
I don't think. No, I don't think so. I think these changes are going to be really fierce in everybody's life. I think they're going to be really a lot of changes. So I think coming up, what we can expect is May, pretty rough still,
Yeah.
and people will begin to have to change. Like it'll give us another opportunity
So it
to
kind of
change.
pushes-
It
it pushes
pushes us
change.
to change.
Okay.
And you don't have to have control over everything. You do the best you can.
Yeah.
Hold on, put your seatbelt on, drive carefully. Seriously, drive carefully.
Yeah.
And know that things will change. Always change is for the better. It just is.
Yeah.
It's always for the soul to grow. You don't put any judgment on it.
It's when we resist is when we suffer, right?
Oh, you
Yeah.
betcha.
Yeah.
That's a good quote, but it is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say it was interesting. I found a couple of good quotes for mothers.
Okay.
Biology is the least of what makes someone a mother.
Oh, wow.
You know who said that?
Who
Oprah.
said that?
Oprah.
Really?
I love that. Biology is the least of what makes someone a mother.
Wow.
I love that.
Boy, that is, that's really
I,
good.
and the other one I loved was making the decision to have a child. It's momentous. It is to decide forever to have your heart go walking outside your body.
Wow.
A
Isn't
woman
that the
named
truth?
Elizabeth Stone said that,
Yeah.
and I thought that was very true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's anyway with mothers, there's always things to talk about.
Yeah.
Always.
John, did you like your mother? Do you like your
Oh,
mother?
yeah. Oh,
Do you have a
yeah.
good mother?
Yeah, I was just thinking we should call her.
Oh, well,
on
please.
the air. Yeah, no, I definitely do. You know, just the fact that I'm here in LA and she's in Ohio, I don't get to see her very often.
Yeah.
In fact, I would love for her to come out here and spend some time for a while, you know. But she's losing mobility. She's getting older. She's in her 70s. So,
Yeah, it's hard to watch that. My
Yeah.
mother's having some deep health issues too.
Yeah.
she lives with my sister, and so they're all, you know, connected, which is
Oh,
is
that's
good.
good.
You know, so she's. But yeah, it's just rough because being out here and she's back there, and it's very, you know, there's been several years of separation. So I call her as much as I can just
Yeah.
to keep in touch.
That's great.
That's good.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
we have really, I think, pretty good relationship. I think our difficulties are I was raised religious,
Oh,
and she's still in that religion.
Oh.
So the problem with that is that she has a lot of programming that I've worked on to release from my psyche, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
and she's still caught up in that programming,
Yeah.
and it really affects her in a negative way, unfortunately.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
It's too bad how religion, I think the idea of religion is to, you know, connect people and to make people more loving towards each other, and it seems to work many times in the exact opposite.
Yeah, I'm speaking more about guilt and condemnation, you know, feeling
Well,
like she's
yeah,
not going to
if
make
you-
heaven, feeling like she needs to be a better person because she's not good
She's
enough.
too afraid.
Yeah.
Right.
well, you know, it's
I know.
interesting that you said guilt.
Yeah.
'Cause that's a big thing with mothers.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Have you felt guilt, Cheryl?
Have I felt guilt
Any guilt
in my life?
as a mother?
Yeah. I mean, you know, when I acknowledge what I've known I've messed up on, but I always then try to repair. You know,
Yeah, you're really good about that.
and there
yeah.
was a time where, you know, it was all, you know, I would talk to Cindy, I know I did this wrong and stuff. And so my therapist goes, you know, you're still making it about you. She goes, you know, work through it on your own,
Yeah.
get over it, you
Get
know,
over it.
work through it, and then stop bringing it up because it makes her feel uncomfortable. And she was absolutely right. So, you know, so then now when I know I've messed up, I apologize, and then we move
good.
forward. And if she wants to keep talking about it, that's okay. But I'm not still, you know, because of
Holding on
my
to it.
guilt. You know,
Right.
it's my own guilt. I'm holding on to it, so I have to apologize 20 times, you know,
Right.
and it gets so annoying.
Oh, I know.
You know, so yeah, but no, I
Mothers
do.
feel guilt. You know, they feel guilt. They
Well,
have to
but
go to work. They, you know, or for whatever they
Well,
weren't
yeah,
there for
that-
their children
that,
at
you
all
know,
times. It's hard.
I Yeah.
That part's hard.
I think the problem with guilt, I mean, I think it's an emotion that serves a purpose. Guilt is about, you know, punishing ourselves
Yeah.
when we do something wrong, right? Because it doesn't feel good.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's so overused and it's so used, you know, and you stay with it and you hold on to it and stuff. It could just be, you know, maybe your body or your emotion telling you, hey, you might want to look at this, you know, if you feel
Right.
guilty about something.
And my mom's
then,
been in chronic pain all of her life too,
Really?
so
Yeah.
that develops right into your body.
Oh,
The-
yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah,
guilt
yeah.
and the suffering takes effect on
Right.
your body, right?
Right.
Absolutely,
right.
it
Yeah.
does.
But then you can be curious about it. Okay, I'm feeling guilty. Do I have a reason to? What am I feeling guilty about? Is it this? Let me check it out with the person who I think I did something wrong. Hey, did this affect you when I did X, Y, Z? And so to start to kind of, you know, unfold it, unpackage it, and then be able to let it go and not hold on to it.
Absolutely. And not hang on to it.
Exactly, not hang on to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we, John, as we're talking about
Yeah.
this, why don't we give out the number? If
Okay.
people want
I
to
have
call.
the number on the screen. It's 323
Wonderful.
284-7826. Again, 323-284-7826. I think we do have our first call. I'm waiting to get some details on that one,
Lovely.
and then we will-
Okay, John is always a step ahead of us, isn't he?
He's very good.
So, yeah, so please
Great.
call in. We'll get a reading from Kellee, and if I can add my 2 cents, I will. But it's a tough, it's really a kind of a confusing thing with mothers, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And, you know, a lot of mothers are single mothers.
Yeah, I was
Well,
a
I
single
was a
mom.
single mother. You were
Yeah,
a single mother.
Yeah.
You know, that's,
And
it's a deal.
You know, and it's about being a good enough mother. You know, even the studies on attachment show that you have to attune to your kids' needs just, I think it's like 35% of the time. That's it, for them to be
I thought it was
well
at least
adjusted, healthy.
110.
Right? No. It's just about being good enough. That's it. Because there's days
35%?
Yes. There's days that are going to be stressed. There's days that are going to be, we can't get on ourselves for every single time we did something, you know. But yeah, 35%. Can you believe that?
No.
Yeah, yeah.
That seems-
Studies show it.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know. That doesn't mean that the other time you're abusing your kid, but
Right.
I'm talking about, being attuned or, being, getting upset at your child because you've asked them to brush their teeth 20 times and they still haven't done it, so you get upset.
Right.
I mean, that kind of stuff, know?
Right.
Yeah.
I saw this program on 2020 on, I guess it was Friday night, I think it was. Oh, my God, Shirley. I was wanting your opinion on it. You've got to see this if you get a chance. It's about a woman who was in, Lawndale, California. And it's a long story, but she had 3 children, one at a time. She delivered the first one, and she decided to give it away. But she put it on, they call them foundlings. She put it on the side of like a dumpster. But she actually didn't. She actually took that one to the hospital and pretended that she was the Good Samaritan. And then she did it a second time, delivered a baby herself, dropped it off in front of like a liquor store. And she did it a third time. And then I'm like, I couldn't even, it was hard to watch.
Wow.
And the third time, here's the weird thing. She did a third time and she dropped it off in front of a house. All 3 of those kids ended up with like incredible, they were adopted, incredible families. So that was an extraordinary part of the story.
Right.
But here's the other part. They did a swab test, and through this new DNA that they can do, they actually found the birth mother.
Really?
I gotta say, I was so amazed that the 2 girls, it was 2 girls and a boy that were foundlings. The 2 girls they forgave her immediately. I was amazed by that.
Wow.
And I thought, well, they just must have needed a body to bring them in. That's the only way I can view that.
Well, that's
That's what they were saying.
because that's an interesting. I think a spiritual explanation is necessary in these cases because
Yeah.
you can't. Me being the left brain, you can't make sense of that. That feels so. We can be so quick to judge. How could she and this and that.
Oh, I was.
And yeah,
I was.
Well, and that's what I mean.
I was looking for a diagnosis in my head. I couldn't even come up with one.
And I think that and that doesn't mean that we don't have emotions about it or feelings about it, but there's got to be a spiritual explanation.
Right.
There can't not be one. That part doesn't make any sense to me.
No. But the only thing that I could come up with was these 3 really wanted to come in.
Yeah.
They wanted to go, and maybe to shed light on this whole experience of the shame of having a baby and not knowing what to do with it. And this was before, I guess there's a law now that you can take the baby, with any repercussion to a police station or fire station.
Yeah.
But at the time, there wasn't.
Yeah.
So
I think we have a call.
We do. Just 1 second. She should be on the air.
Let me put this closer. So
Okay. Hi, this is John. You're with Both Sides Now with Kellee and Shirley. Can I have your name and your birthday, please? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, we can barely hear you. I think the connection's a little weak. Are you on a cell phone? Oh, there we go. There's a little better there.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to Both Sides Now. Thank you for calling.
Hi.
who is it? What's your name?
Caller?
Sure.
Oh, it's
Carol?
breaking up.
What is your name?
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Where are you calling
Yes.
from, Cheryl?
I'm calling from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
I can't hear that.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Canada.
can you call us back? Because the connection is really bad. So,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll look for your call.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was breaking up.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens on a cell phone. So,
Okay.
and then also, folks, when you do call in, please mute your background so that so we don't really hear a lot of noise in the background, and also make sure you're on a strong connection, most likely a landline, and mute your computer or your phone, whatever you're listening through. That way, it doesn't bleed back through.
Yeah.
So we'll wait for her call again. but
Yeah,
go
sorry
ahead.
about that, Cheryl.
We have another caller that's in line as well, so let's go ahead and take
Okay.
that one. I think this is a man.
Hello?
Hi,
Hello.
Hi, John. Are you on the air? Are you there?
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Perfect. Okay.
Hi, welcome to Both Sides Now. Thank you for calling.
Hi, John.
Hi. I want to let you know I'm listening all the way from Kansas City, Missouri.
How
Yay.
wonderful.
Yay. What's your birthday, John?
It is December 26th, 67.
Ah, okay. Wow.
I figured I'd let baby Jesus have his day, and I would take the next day.
Good for you.
That's so kind of you, John.
That's very kind. Boy, you came into this lifetime.
Well, I'm a giver.
Yes, you are.
You are a giver. You're a connector, too. And you actually chose this incarnation to experience emotion, lots of emotion, strong emotion, sadness, happiness, gladness, all kinds of emotion. You're emotive.
Yes, I cry. I still cry at Hallmark card commercials every Christmas.
Oh, my gosh. Were you, did you lose your mother, John? Yeah, John.
No, I did not. In fact, my mother and I have a very estranged relationship.
Oh, okay. So it's estranged. I wasn't
She-
sure. It looked like
yeah,
loss.
She moves around a lot with my sister. She's very codependent, and I'm kind of an afterthought, you know. Like, I called her today for Mother's Day, but if I don't call her, she doesn't call me, and which is odd because we were very close growing up, and then it just
That's always
disappeared.
hard, isn't it, Shirley?
Yeah, I'm
when you
sorry
have
to hear
something
that.
like that. I mean, there's some, there are a lot of mothers that have that narcissistic feature,
Yeah.
that.
Well,
how
that
do you-
narcissistic feature doesn't allow them to put themselves in someone else's shoes, and that's anybody, not including a child that you would think,
You
their
would
children
think.
that you would think they would be. So they're not able to kind of see how their behavior would affect other people, including
and-
their own children.
and they want to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So does that
Oh,
sound
my
like
mom
it
is extremely codependent. My mom's
Codependent,
extremely
yeah.
codependent. She married three men who all were very, I would say, emotionally, verbally abusive. Never physical, but very domineering. And I just didn't put up with that. And I have a hard time dealing with her because I'm very much the opposite of being codependent. I take care of all of my stuff myself, and so it almost just irritates me to no end to see how she reacts. And so that's why she's with my sister all the time, because they feed off each other. My sister is exactly like her, and it's always woe is me, and I just don't have time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be tough because you feel a lot. You feel so much, and we can always say that you came in to have these experiences of a deep emotion and attachment. You at one point you were extremely attached to her though, and I don't know if there was a big breakup between the two of
Very,
you, but
yeah.
there was extreme attachment. Does
Yes,
that make sense?
Extreme attachment. I mean, extreme. And it was in my 30s when we went our separate ways,
Chills.
kind of. But yes, I'm a big mama's boy.
Yeah.
I always have been. So it hurt. I think of her every day, and it hurts my feelings every day.
Oh, who's the truck driver around you or her? Truck driver.
No truck drivers.
No truck drivers? Okay, I'm getting. Do you drive a
No.
truck? No, I guess not. Probably not. But I just feel like there's a truck.
Do I-
Somebody.
No.
It's a man that has a truck. That's a truck driver. That's around you and your mom. And I don't know if your mom had. I don't know what that's about. If that's somebody that was your mother was with. I keep hearing
Well,
that.
my mom just moved within the past couple of weeks from
Okay, maybe that was it.
South Carolina, North Carolina, all the way to Minnesota.
Okay, so then.
So
All right.
I'm sure they drove a big truck there.
Could have been. Well, what I'm being told to tell you is that you will have some closure with her down the line. Not quite right now, but she'll be back in your life, and then there'll be radio silence, and then she'll be out of your life, and then she'll be back in your life again. It's kind of how this is going to work with her, but you will have closure. They're showing me that you're allowed to. You will have closure. Okay.
Okay.
Do you feel like you've already had the closure? for your-
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Do you feel like you've already had the closure, that you've worked through it in your own, on your own?
Yes, just recently.
Okay.
She went for probably a year without talking to me, and now we at least talk maybe once every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks.
You know, it's
And
really
that's the most, for a long time.
yeah, it's really important because it is so hurtful and so disappointing for you to, think about what's okay for you, what works for you, and set very clear boundaries with her. And so
I have to let it all be on her terms at all times. And the only time that we ever really get close to is when something either amazing happens with our family or tragic, like a death or something like that. That's the only time that we have, we get back together. So I just recently adopted a 6-year-old little boy, my partner and I.
Oh,
And
congratulations.
so now that's kind of the reason. Well, thanks. So that's kind of the reason now that she's calling so much, because now she's, she never thought she was going to be a grandma. So now she's a grandma, so she calls and, sends the birthday package and all that stuff. I mean, she tries very hard to be part of his life.
so it's still all about her, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is always about her. That's correct.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
So it's important for you to set your boundaries so you can feel like you have some, control, not in a bad way, or some empowerment in this relationship, that she isn't always calling all the shots and disappointing you over and over and over again, because it is hurtful. I mean, we can say, I've worked through it, or I've, I'm past it, I don't care. But it is hurtful. So to be able to get in touch with those emotions, but also to get in touch with what your needs are and set those boundaries.
yeah. And it would be especially difficult for you, John, because you come in with emotion. You will provide your child with a tremendous amount of emotion and love and compassion that perhaps you didn't get.
It's like you've known me for years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he's a lucky little boy.
Sometimes it's important to remember that sometimes a parent, in this case a mother, teaches us what not to do.
Is that the truth? That's one way to look
Correct.
at it. Borderline, if
Correct.
we're going to go that direction, mother or a narcissistic mother.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you have any questions, John?
Oh, I've got thousands, but I'm going to I'll pick the one that is really eminent right now, and that is we are trying to buy a home, and it's not going real smooth, but I just want to know, are we
Okay.
going to get one?
Yes, you will get a home. Nothing is going to go smoothly for anybody right now. It's just not possible. I want you to hold that thought that you are, and I'm getting a yes, that you're going to have them. You're very thought after on the other side. You work a lot on another plane often. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. But all you have to do, they're telling me, is to actually design the home in your head, put it together in your head, and you can actually bring it into manifestation here. And you will. I'm looking at September. They're showing me September for a home. And I will say that this time that we're in currently is rough for everybody. Okay? It's just rough. So if nothing goes through right now, that's probably better. Because you don't want to be signing any contracts
All
with
right.
Mercury in retrograde. And it doesn't go direct, I think, until about May 18th or so. Okay? But it gets much easier for you guys in September.
Well, I'll keep looking till September.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold that thought. Okay.
Thank you for
All
calling,
right.
John.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All
Thanks,
right,
John.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Try that 562 number.
Okay.
Okay.
Narcissistic mothers are the worst.
I know.
I mean, they do
Borderlines are the worst.
borderlines are the worst, but
Yeah.
they do so much damn damage to
They
people.
really do. Because
Gosh.
as a child, we have no other choices, truly, but to take it personally, to think there's something wrong with me. That's why she's acting that way.
Wow.
So it really wreaks havoc.
Oh, it just
to
wreaks
your
havoc,
emotional
and
being.
really, it's so much. I have so many in therapy like
Yeah.
that.
Well,
that
it's
come-
a good thing that they come to therapy
Oh,
to
it
start
is.
to really understand that it's not them.
It's
you
not
know?
them. In fact, many of them will question if they're borderline, and I'm like, no. You just
Well,
learned some bad
the
habits
question,
here.
and for you out there to know, if you ask yourself, God, could I be borderline or narcissist? The mere fact that you're asking that question means no. Now we learn how to be, right?
Right.
We learn how to be through our, through our role models. So maybe we might have some tendencies, and keep in mind, because that's how you learn to react to things, or, to be about things. And keep in mind that all the characteristics of narcissism borderline is natural human behavior. It's just it's just concentrated to a point where it becomes dysfunctional.
Yes.
Because what's narcissism? It's, we call about being selfish and stuff. Well, taking care of ourselves and our needs is not selfish.
Right.
When we're also considering the other person, there's nothing selfish about taking care of ourselves.
Right.
Borderline, there's nothing wrong with feeling rage sometimes,
Right.
So all those behaviors are natural human behaviors. They're concentrated in one very dysfunctional way with no awareness and no insight that turns it into a pathology.
That is it. No
Yeah.
awareness, no insight. It's like they've ingested poison, and then it just spews.
And wait, they ingested it and they inject it in everybody else.
Oh my
I mean,
God,
it's
so
it's
true.
awful.
So true.
Yeah.
Just awful.
Yeah.
So we have another caller, 562. I think she's calling back in. She tried earlier. So I'm just
Okay.
going to, before we put her on the air, just to make sure she mutes the background. So listen through your telephone, not through your computer. Listen through your telephone and mute your background, please. And we're going to try and put you on the air right now for Dr. Shirley and Kellee. One moment. Okay, let's try.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi, this is Holiday Dee.
Oh, it's my daughter, Pookie. That's so sweet, honey. I didn't know you were
Hi,
going
I've
to
been
call in.
calling for 20 minutes.
Oh,
I know we have a lot of
honey.
calls. I'm sorry about that, Holly.
I'm
Yeah,
so
no,
glad,
that's
honey. Oh, she's
That's
so
awesome,
sweet.
ladies.
The best girl in the whole world.
Oh, happy Mother's Day.
I just wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to two of my favorite women.
Oh, thank you, Holiday. You're so
And
sweet.
the best mom in the entire world.
Oh.
Sorry, Shirley.
I am the best mom in the entire world.
See?
She just said it on the airway.
We've got
It is true.
in perpetuity.
What I tell my mom all the time is I feel like she's in a competition with herself and she constantly wins.
Oh, you're so,
So
sweet,
sweet.
honey.
Is she getting better at self-care, Holiday?
No, not even a little bit. I keep trying. Trust me, I'm on that every single day.
Okay.
That is very true.
Wait, you raised an honest child.
I did. That is the truth. I mean, self-care, what?
Yeah.
How? Who? Yeah, it's very true. That is true. But it was so much
She
fun
did text
as
me a
being her
good
mom.
picture of some zucchini pasta and some wine the other day.
I did last night. Self-care. That was self-care, though. It was Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
I made this huge, it was incredible. Zucchini, like all the zucchini and this pasta and this great bottle of red wine. It was fabulous.
Nice.
That was my self-care.
There you go. So
had a
she's
great
starting to
night.
do a little self-care there,
Yeah.
Holiday.
Well, good. I'm glad. Anyway, I just wanted, I don't have any questions because I get this whenever I want. But I love you, ladies.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
absolutely.
calling in, Holiday.
I love you.
Thank you.
I
Holiday.
love you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful Mother's Day.
Thanks,
Bye.
sweetie pie.
Bye, honey.
She's a good girl.
She's such a
Okay,
sweetheart.
403 is on the air. And your name is Cher, is that correct?
Yes.
Hi, Cher. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Cher.
Cher, thank you for calling. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm sorry my phone disconnected earlier. So
That's all right.
Oh,
Cher,
no problem.
what is your birth date?
November 3rd, 72.
November 3rd, 72. So how old are you?
I'm 43.
43. I'm so bad with math. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, you come in with a lot of it's funny. You're like a Ford truck. You do a lot of stuff. You come in as grounded as they come. Actually, I'm amazed you're calling. Are you overworked?
Awesome.
Are you overworked and overstressed?
No, maybe just have a lot going on in my head, maybe. But
Okay.
that's about it.
Oh my gosh. Are you currently a mother?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have. I'm a mother of one child, although she's not a child anymore. She turns 20 this year.
Oh,
Wow.
I can relate to that. Wow.
Yeah.
You're a good mom though. You're a really good mom.
Thank you.
You come in with really good grounding and good lessons to learn and protective. And I bet you they had real strong. Your daughter, is it a daughter?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that she has really strong. You gave her real strong boundaries of go left, go right, go left, go right. Is that kind of about
Yes.
accurate?
Definitely. I was a single mom for 11 years, and she's very common sense, very grounded as well. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Now, with your mom, did you lose your mother?
No, she's still living.
Okay. Is she close to you then?
no.
Okay. It's funny because that's what I'm getting, that these mothers aren't connected with them right now.
Oh,
or
and so that's
whatever.
why
To
you're
me, I
asking
just
if
go if
maybe they've-
they're dead or not, because it's like they're not there. So I get confused often with that.
Okay.
How can I help you today?
I just thought I would call in for something insightful for Mother's Day for myself, and just kind of see what's on the road before me. And,
Good self-care there. Good self-care.
Yes.
Good self-care. Well, I can tell you this. So you're 43, right?
Yes.
So what happens at 43, you start going into some changes. Changes. And we're in a current of huge change right now. It's almost like everybody's in a dishwasher, you know, and then spit out kind of. And that's so for you, you start to go into more change. But by 44, you start to have an idea of who you are and how you are in the world. And by 45, you actually come out. You may have a new career even. Are you considering doing something differently?
I am currently, I do a lot of writing just for my own, and now I'm actually branching out into a lot of self-publishing avenues. And
I'll tell you what would be great for you if you can do writing or doing anything with spirituality, because ultimately you come in as a spiritual being. We all do, but ultimately you do.
Right.
And you will probably, I'm going to say, you could probably manifest this early, but for sure, and you do have a very long life. You're one of these people that, again, I'm going to say Ford truck, you come in with a long life, and you have a lot of expectations for yourself. And you will, and I know, and you will fulfill them. Now, you've got to allow your heart chakra to expand, okay? You've got to do that. Now, I know you probably did that with your daughter, but they're showing me, like, I don't know if you trust necessarily in a relationship, but I can say that at some point your heart chakra, maybe it's through animals. Do you have any animals around you?
I do. I have a cat and a dog, and I also live on a farm.
Oh my God.
So it's not my farm. Like, I live on farm property, but we don't have our own animals, but we rent out the farm property to neighboring farmers.
Oh, how
and
fabulous.
So they have their animals. Yeah.
That's fabulous.
So there's like cattle, there's sheep, there's horses out here. I also work at a retreat center that has horse camps and things like that.
Wow.
So
Wow,
that is so
Where are you
great.
calling us from?
I'm calling from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So I live near Banff, Alberta. So we get lots of wildlife, we have cougars, we have moose, coyotes, everything, you name it.
Oh my gosh. Well, every animal that you've just mentioned is a totem. So I don't know if you are aware of totems and what totems do and what they bring.
I am actually, I believe my totem animal actually has already visited me, because I was asking for advice on I was just asking the universe for advice on a particular subject one day, and I just needed a yes, like I just needed some sign. And then all of a sudden there was a knock at my front door, which we never use because there's no steps to the front door. And I looked in the driveway and there was nobody there. So I looked kind of out the window around to my front door, and there was a barred owl sitting on my step, banging on our door.
Wow.
Yeah.
And an owl totem
really
is
cool.
really powerful.
Is that knowledge?
It's knowledge, and it's the hidden female.
Awesome.
Owls, the hidden female.
That's so cool.
Wow.
So that's really
Yay.
cool. It goes with what I'm saying with you and spiritual knowledge. And as you really have this ultimate mother, you come in like that.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, that's
thank you.
really
Well,
good.
I've had an amazing journey this year of self-love, self-discovery, coming out of a place of self-loathing, and I've lost 40 pounds in the last year. I've decluttered my whole house in the last year. I've just really cleared out a lot of space in my life, like physically, and now mentally and emotionally I'm just kind of dealing with things on that level. So
good
That's
for you.
fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Oh my God, what a great inspiration, really. I mean, I hope you're blogging about that.
Well, I'm writing some stuff. Actually, when you asked if my mom passed away, my dad actually passed away a few years ago, and I've been studying a little bit of like dream interpretation, and my dad often visits me in dreams, and so I'm currently writing something about his visitations to me.
Oh,
so,
please do, because that's fantastic.
Yeah.
He'll continue to, when you're going for walks, and he's showing me what I'm getting up from what you just said are sunsets. So sunsets were important to him. And who's the policeman or a police or something like that?
Oh, that was my previous field of industry. I worked security in a hospital, and I actually wanted to be a police officer. But then when I became a single mom, I kind of gave up that option because of all my friends that had moved on to police. They just kind of said, you know what, honey, just hold on for a while because, like, don't do it as a single mom. Just wait. And so I just kind of stepped back from that. But that was my industry that I was in for 11 years. I worked security, protection services. I was the boss at, in a hospital and dealing with psych patients and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, I wanted to be a police officer forever. And I just kind of put it on hold.
Well, was it your father that said to put it on hold?
No, it wasn't my father. It was just my coworker.
Your coworkers, okay. You know, your father is making sure that you know how much he loves you. I mean, like huge, loves you, and is always there around you, and says that you can do anything. Like I don't know if you do saws or something like that, but like you're like a buzzsaw. He says you can do anything.
Oh, I'm a very creative person. Yeah, like very creative. I also craft for markets. So aside from my full-time job, I craft for market. I'm at markets every month, just kind of selling my creative wares and stuff.
Wow. You know, you are exactly where you're supposed to be on your life path. I need to tell you that. And he's saying, honey. He's calling you honey.
Yeah.
Loves you so much. And I'm hearing honey.
Nice.
Wow.
And who's Mary around you? Who's Mary?
Mary?
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a Mary.
Oh, well, my mom her middle name is Marie. Like her name's Zella Marie.
Did your father call her that?
No.
Okay, then that's somebody else.
I don't know a Mary.
So it looks like a Mary on the other side that your father is mentioning that he has been with. I don't know if it's an aunt. I'm getting aunt, uncle, or aunt, something like cousin, something like that on your dad's side.
I have no idea.
That's all right. Sometimes what happens after you hang up, you might go, "Oh my God," you know. So,
yeah.
I'm
I don't know that name.
Okay, that's
Sorry.
all right. That's okay. Well, listen, have a great life, and you've got a lot of very good changes coming up. Good changes.
Awesome.
You deserve it. It's your time now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cher.
We wish you the best
All
on
right.
this wonderful
Great
journey.
name. Yeah.
Yes, and happy Mother's Day to you both.
Oh, thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Same to you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So sweet.
Oh, yeah. That's
Very
great
sweet.
to hear people who are so on their path and so, ready to continue on their journey.
Well, it is really interesting. 42, 43, 44, change. Did the deep cluttering.
Lost all that weight, so that's symbolic, right?
Oh,
Completely.
Huge.
Completely.
Changes up the energy for everything,
And
and
you
it
can
allows
feel it
everything
in
to
her
come
energy
in.
field when she's speaking, right?
Yeah.
So much light, so much
Exactly.
vibrancy.
Absolutely.
It's lightness.
Absolutely.
A lot of lightness is what I was,
Then 45 is a change, and then another one that comes up, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56.
Really?
2 big changes, yeah.
So I'm going to hit mine?
Oh, so you're going to stride it, Shirley.
Wonder what that will be. How exciting.
You're excited about the cruise coming up, right?
Oh, my gosh. We have a
Yes,
cruise with
yes.
James Van Prague. Hi,
Yes.
James.
You're starting a new show with us.
I'm so
I
excited.
know,
Okay,
that's
James's
very
show is
exciting.
going to be Thursday nights at
Thursday
7
nights.
p.m. on UVN.
7 p.m.
How exciting is that?
That is going to be really exciting.
Oh, I
It's
love it.
really
I'm so excited. So and we're going to Tahiti with James.
I know. I can't
Hilarious.
wait.
We're very
I-
lucky. It's going to be great.
I tag along and see all these wonderful, exciting things happening, and I'm just like amazed every
so
time.
much fun.
Yeah, it's
And
so
then when
much
you come back, do you have your workshop, or is it before you go?
No, our workshop is July 16th and 17th.
Yes.
It's a 2-day workshop.
It's
gonna
before
be
you leave for the
terrific.
cruise.
Before the
before we
cruise,
leave,
yeah,
yeah.
just a few days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact.
So go to Eventbrite, and the name is
Eventbrite.com.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Expanding Psychological and Spiritual Awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 2-day, I think 10 to 5, something like that, in Sherman Oaks, California. So we welcome you to check it out and sign up if you're in town. And we'd love to see you there. It's
And
going
we're
to be
going to
really
be talking
exciting.
about attachments.
Yeah, how we attach when we're little. You're going to be talking about life life
Our-
paths and
why did
how
we
to reach
come
our
here?
goals
How
in
to-
this lifetime.
Right, exactly.
What's getting in the way?
What's
how
our life
to
purpose?
Push away what's getting in the way, and
Right.
really
Yeah, and
self
then I'll be-
exploration
I'll
on
be
both
doing-
sides.
Absolutely, and I'll be doing readings up and
Yeah.
down, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot
It's
of
gonna
fun.
be great.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Yay!
Yeah, so this has been a great show.
So for people who are listening that didn't get a chance to get in, we are actually going to continue the show.
We're gonna do
after
Mother's
we
Day
sign
part
off.
2.
Yeah, and we're going to take calls. So stay on the line, don't hang up. And when we're done with the show, we're going to pre-tape, and just to have it when we can't come. And so please stay on the line because we will get to your calls probably in about 5 minutes. So thank you for listening, everybody. We really appreciate it. For everyone out there who's a mother, an aunt, or mother-like, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, especially to the furry mothers.
Yeah, exactly.
Love them.
Exactly. And have a wonderful afternoon.
And she means the ones that have pets.
Right. Not the.
That's very
Thank you
good.
for clarifying,
You're
John.
You've been listening to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo Dr. Shirley and Kellee White. Two perspectives, one world.